Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday morning, August 28th, and we are looking at the last couple of days of the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And with 75 minutes prior to the opening, we have a chance for something I don't believe I have ever seen in the SPY, and that's the opportunity to gap higher the entire week. I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm sure it's happened, but not that I can recall. We've had higher value 4 days in a row, and we're attempting now to take out yesterday's all-time high. We've made a new all-time high right now in the pre-market at 350.11. So things just keep rolling along. Again, yesterday's volume was above average of 58 million, but unless they bring in some new blood, some longer-term money, that finally realizes this market might not pull back and get involved to really start pushing this higher with good volume, I still believe at some point we will trade sideways and get some kind of balance in the near future. But you don't stand in front of its way, you trade what's in front of you. So right now we had 10 wide that was going to be an upside destination. Right now most likely it will be a down. So right now 349.90, yesterday's all-time high, and then 350.11 as of right now, the pre-market all-time high. Downside would be 348.88, which was 10 wide if we open above there. Then 348.06, which is our overnight low, and then yesterday's low of 346.53, and then all the single prints from the 26 that you should have written down. So game plan for this morning, well, it continues to be the same for the most part. Now, in the next hour, if we do not take out yesterday's high, now remember the ES has a poor high at its all-time high. We do not in the SPY. But if you cannot take out yesterday's high, or you take it out and come back and get accepted into it, well, M period becomes a huge factor, because you know how I feel about M. If any acceptance into M, the odds of trading its entire range become very good. So obviously you'd have the stop gap and a little, speed bump at the POC from yesterday, but any acceptance into there, you should trade it. And what is acceptance? Again, it's hard to tell in A period, as you've seen in the past. Yes, there's a perfect example. We got into it, right? But we never really got accepted, and then finally we traded the whole M range and more later in the day. So if it's B period and you start one-time framing down, then I would get on board with a put play, take some off at the POC. If it doesn't hold there, you're going to trade at least to M's low and value low from yesterday. So these are some early put plays, right? If it doesn't take out the high, or it takes it out and comes back in. As far as call plays, again, in the next hour, if we are to gap higher between, say, 25 cents and $1, you could certainly take a call play and then use the gap fill as your out. Now, as far as what strikes I'll use, if I take any put plays, I've been playing the 350 puts that expire September 14th. I will continue to play those. I have a very, very small position. I'll see if I build it up today, if we trade up here or higher, going home for the weekend. Depends on the tempo, the volume, and things of that nature. So I'm not sure yet. As far as a call play, right now, very, very early. Maybe I'd play the 348 calls, which is basically against M's low. If you're in my voice trading room at CamelbackTrading.org, you'll get these up to the second trade ideas and play-by-play. And then just quickly, we'll look at the charts. Again, here's the daily, one-time framing up 5 days in a row. Gaps are my main focus. Gaps all over the place. Same with the weekly. We have 2 weekly gaps, one time framing up 8 weeks, over $10 above February's high. So the market is incredibly, incredibly healthy. We're getting distance away from prior highs, and that's all very good. However, and I keep saying this, at some point we are getting stretched out, and it would be healthy to trade sideways. All I'm talking about is trade inside even this week's range, right? This is a wrong low. I keep changing. 341.06 is the low. So we have a little bit of a $10, and 350.95 is not the high. 350.11 is. So you have a good $10 range here for this week. I think it would be healthy next week to trade inside of it, right? Get some balance. And then we see when we come out of balance. Do we come out and take out a weekly low and get more balance, or do we take out the balance and go back to the high and continue bull? But for the longer term health and better structure for this market, that needs to be done. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.